So politically, Egypt is under an authoritarian regime. You can look it up on the democracy index. But focusing on climate change in order to advocate even for environmental issues, this is virtually non-existent, because any kind of activism, even if it is a peaceful something like environmental issues, it is frowned upon by the Egyptian regime, which make it even harder to advocate for any real initiatives by the people. So from what I studied, in order to have a real sustainable policy, you need the input of the local community, which doesn't happen. So even what I consider greenwashing by financing green initiatives from the IMF or World Bank, it is decided by the government, and it is usually not what the people want. It is what captures the media. And one example of this is the hype around high production of hydrogen. The Egyptian government tried to be a center for producing hydrogen, and the idea was to export this to Europe mainly, because this is what the European Union wants as sustainable goals or targets. The issue is, yes, you will just label it as green, but there is no clear indication of how it was produced. Is it produced using fossil fuels? Is it produced using sustainable energy sources? The positive part about Egypt is that it is very, there is a huge potential for sustainable energy production. Wind would be perfect. We have, and to be honest, on the positive side from the government, in the last 10 years, they built one of the biggest solar farms in Egypt, and it's second in Africa. It is near in the south of Egypt, near Aswan. And I'm mentioning this just as an example of the potential that we as Egyptians can shift toward sustainable sources of energy, and it would be actually in the benefit of Egyptians to find jobs in these sectors and to find cheap energy. So, and coming to the social factors of how this is impacting Egypt is that, or mainly vulnerable Egyptians, is that the cost of energy in Egypt has been rising exponentially in the last 10 years. So we used before to have subsidies, and unfortunately the government moved toward liberalizing the energy market and selling it not only without subsidies but with a markup of high profits. And this creates a situation where you can imagine that 60% of the Egyptians are either on the poverty line or below. They cannot access energy sources as they need it. So it impacts their life daily.